Came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. To us it's a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love, so they show us love back. Yeah. And been worthy like 42 on the Lakers.
Good evening, and you're welcome. You are now rocking with the best, the one and only. And once again, it's on. This is the Politics as Usual podcast where we're covering everything NBA related. And we'll throw some sneaker talk in there as well. But we're going to do something different. Before I introduce my man, we want to thank y'all for subscribing, watching, clowning us. Shout out to you, Uber, and whatever you're doing to get our numbers up. We thank you for your support. Make sure you subscribe, follow us. And with that being said, I'll turn it over to the one and only Mr. Adam Carter. What's up, my brother?
What's up, Jack? Happy New Year to you. Merry New Year.
Merry New Year. Glad to be here. You even watch that this season. Yeah, man. Happy New Year, brother.
What's going on, Jack? How was your holidays? Holidays was good?
Man, it was great, man. I was with a bunch of people, that I'm iffy about, but I got through it. Happy New Year. How about you and yours?
Everybody's good, Jack. We are officially in what everybody's calling the Kobe year.
Oh, yeah.
The Kobe year, 2024. Blessed to be here, Jack.
Yes, you're right about that, man. Listen, not a lot happening during the holidays. We covered, they was running together. I told Brandi, we need to recap the Christmas games. She said, y'all did that last week. I'm losing my mind or I'm getting old. I was writing it down too. I said, oh my goodness. But we did get some action, man. What we got on the menu tonight?
All right, let's jump right in, Jack. Let's talk about the OG Anunoby trade.
Ooh.
We practiced that for the last 20, 30 minutes. Anunoby traded to the Knicks.
Yeah,
so Anunoby was traded to the Knicks for RJ Barrett and quickly. So that was a trade that kind of shook things up in the NBA recently. What you think about that trade, Jack?
Yeah, first one, his name has been everywhere. Look at me about to call him Juan Kenobi.
OG Anunoby.
Anunoby, he's a great 3-and-D guy. He shoots three-pointer, great defensive player. And I think he's right now where they want Barrett to be. But what's crazy about it, he's a free agent.
Right.
So this is going to be a little test run. But I really like him quickly.
Right.
Because we're in the New York area, I get to watch him a lot. And I like He reminds me of Lou Williams, Clarkson. So
instant offense.
Yeah. And that was a lot to give up, but they love him in New York, and he had an instant impact. So maybe it wasn't, sometimes the addition by subtraction works out, and we'll see. But I think he makes it a little bit easier for Randall, kick it out. And now they finally got a guy who can stick a Tatum.
Right.
They got so many small guys, hard and small.
Right.
All those guys from Villanova. Shout out to Villanova.
The whole Villanova squad.
They're all 6'2".
6'2" and under squad.
So now they can hang with the bigger guards that they play against. But I really like to trade for both teams, actually.
Yeah, and they both played on the first. Toronto played Cleveland, and Toronto won.
Yes.
And the Knicks played the Wolves, and they won. OG had 17 in his first game out. RJ had 19 in his first game, and Quickly had 14. So it worked out for both teams so far. But it'll be interesting to see what that Toronto team is going to look like at the end of the season, though, Jack, with that trade. It kind of seems like they're blowing that thing up. Yeah. So we'll really see.
Slow motion, too.
Right.
You think because Kawhi left so long ago, and I forgot to add, Barrett is he's a native of Canada.
Right.
Man, getting that, probably the best thing for him is getting that New York pressure off of him.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see how it works out for RJ. Didn't quite work out in New York. Hear the rumblings of, people weren't quite happy with RJ in New York, and they were just trying to get rid of him. So I don't know, Jack. It'll be interesting to see how all this plays out.
They had I think they had too many left-handers. You can't have a team starting line if you got 4 left-handers. That just
throws the whole thing off.
Just don't look right. Shout out to my left-handers though.
Shout out to Ricky Middleton.
Yes, most definitely. He's someone that he can fit anywhere. The rest of them, no, they got to go left-handed.
Oh man, that's funny. So listen, Jack, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about Ja versus Wemby. Yeah. That was a matchup we were looking forward to, Jack. Ultimately, the Grizzlies got the best of the Spurs, but what did you think of that matchup, Jack?
I just like the way how first of all, Wemby shot that running 3-pointer.
Incredible.
Is that what they do in France?
Who shoots that?
In the regular game? That looked like something you play in horse. But I remember we were talking earlier about that you came up with a great question: who's going to dunk on Wemby first? And I was thinking the Ant-Man,
right?
Because Ja was suspended, but Ja couldn't wait for that challenge.
He could not wait.
But he did it off of 2 feet,
and he didn't quite get him as good as he wanted to.
Yeah, he wanted to. Ja was still happened. Ja was he was.
But nonetheless, he got him though. He can check that off his to-do list.
Yeah, man.
But it was a good game though. You figure Ja had a good game. Ja had 26 and 10. Wemby had 20 and 7. So it was a good game. 106-98, close game. But I tell you, when Wemby figures that thing out, man, the league is in trouble.
Yeah, man. And him and James miss a beat. I think they had Steven Adams. They'd be pressure, as the cool people say. I think that's what they say. But yeah, man. When they get it, they may be a couple summers away. They say this coming draft is not too good, but maybe that next year they'll get another stud. Give him 15 more pounds. And him and Chet, man, Chet's my guy. But they are developing at every game. They seem like they're getting more comfortable, knowing the league, getting better, can handle the grind and the pounding a little bit more. But that was a good game. And shout out to Ja, but not shout out to Ja's dad. You gotta relax.
Ja's dad, daddy needs to sit down.
Too much action. We told dog. See, I don't understand. See, that was me. I'd never come to another game. Keep the heat off my son. No, he dancing. No, man.
Did you see when he threw it up and he caught it?
Yo, what are you doing?
With a do-rag on. I said, who comes to the game, your son's game with a do-rag on?
Yo, Adam Silver like this watching. Yo, ready to suspend. He about to suspend. This is gonna be the first time in history a whole family got suspended. Team Moran's the problem. I'm convinced now.
Yo, I watched that clip 20 times. Because when somebody sent it to me, I said, "Man, that kind of looks like T. Morant." I read the caption. I said, "Dang, it is T. Morant."
I thought it was fake, man. No way they're doing that after what happened. It's just no way.
He is out there living life, Jack, having a great time.
He's having too much fun.
Oh my God, man! But Ja has not missed a beat, man. And I tell you one thing: them Grizzlies are going to be tough for the rest of the season. Watch out, come April, Jack.
You don't want them to sneak in that play-in. See, that's the last thing the number 1 seed wants is to see them, because they mess around and get some of the players who are injured back. Get Brandon Clark, who's been injured. People getting Steven Adams. If they had that team, they'd be in the top 3 in the West. Yeah,
they're going to be scary, Jack. And they've been on a roll since he's come back, man. So it's good to see, though, man, because we were all, we make joke about Ja, but we're all rooting for Ja. We're all Ja fans, man. Incredible talent, man.
Oh, yes, man. He is one of my favorites out there, for sure.
Yeah. So let's move on and talk about one of our other favorites, Jack, for the Thunder. My God.
That kid.
Thunder, Jack.
That
The
team.
Thunder are rolling, Jack.
There's another name I worked on, and I'm about to mess up the coach's name.
You finally got it? What's his name?
Denault Dene. It's a French spelling. And I had it earlier. It's a French one.
It's a French.
Yo, he's
The Frenchman.
He's 38 years old.
Another young coach.
I said, man. And I found
Young coach with all that young talent.
And I found out that he made shout out to Shaman Tools. He was insistent while he was there.
Wow.
So we got to get some intel from him. Yeah, so he comes from winning and younger players, and he knows how to get it done with younger. I said that's how he's getting them, because you would think that you never hear about Chet fighting over SGA for the shots because I come in there, I'm the big pick.
Right.
They are such a team that it blows my mind, and they beat. I think since they lost to the Lakers, they beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
the Nuggets and the Celtics.
Yeah.
That's the top teams in the league.
Yeah, they are rolling, man. They're currently second in the West, which is not easy to do, Jack. You
Not at all, man.
They're 23-9, I believe. I mean, with the second best record in the West, they're rolling, Jack. Shea is as good as advertised, and he's an MVP candidate, if you ask me, Jack.
I think him, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but with those spin moves, his paces, he's so smooth. Plays like an old head.
Right. He kind of reminds me of a young Tim Thomas, but like kind of like Tim Thomas on steroids.
Or Tim Thomas focused.
Yes, because I mean, Tim Thomas was incredible.
Oh, we're gonna win the championship. Look, I said we drafted the AI with Tim Thomas. I wouldn't even worry about Larry Hughes. Because remember, people forget Tim Thomas was a top guy. Right. Kobe was number 2, but that changed quickly.
You hear the stories that Kobe. Well, I think when he was rumored with Rip, if I'm not mistaken, he said Rip. He said Kobe stayed up all night. He had Tim Thomas the next day, and he said, "I'm going at him to show him that I'm number 1."
Yo,
and he proved his point.
Tim Thomas was supposed to be like the first, like the 6'10". He would have been like the stretch, like how everybody's playing now. He was supposed to be doing that 97.
Paul George.
Yes, just couldn't get. You know, he had a great career, but you would thought he would be. I thought he had all-timer potential.
Right. We went on a heck of a tangent about Tim Thomas, but the point is good though. That
that's crazy. That wasn't in the pre-game show.
We don't got no Tim Thomas graphics. Shout out to Tim Thomas. You got an episode.
You know my favorite kicks were the Air Thomases.
But Shea, man, he's incredible, man. And we, Giddy's looking good regardless of what's going on off the court.
Got our eyes on you, Giddy.
Yeah, Giddy. I mean, regardless of what's going on off the court, he still looks good. He hasn't missed a beat.
They were talking about trading him. I heard something. I said, y'all, if this gets clear, all these allegations, I said, now his value's probably going down. And they're talking about they need to move a piece. If I'm them, I'm not touching nothing on this team. Only if I can add, maybe you can add somebody in the buyout market. I'm not trading anything to mess with this chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry is incredible, man. And shout out to a young coach, man. Not only all that young talent as players, but you got a young coach that all those guys can grow together, man. That is incredible, man, especially with all those draft picks they got.
I heard they got $1 million.
$1 million in
2027 draft, they got the first 25 picks. They're going to have the Oklahoma Thunder A and B team. I was laughing at them years ago when they was getting them picks. I was like, me, and that's going to be a debate for years. If the Clippers don't win the championship, they traded away
a star.
SGA.
Can you imagine?
The best guard in the league right now.
Can you imagine Shea there with Kawhi?
He would have extended Kawhi's career.
My goodness.
Kawhi can hand it to him. He averaging 33 a game.
Right. And at that time when he's in LA and the Clippers. He's starting to slowly progress to become what ultimately he is today.
Yeah,
the Clippers, in true Clipper fashion, they weren't patient enough, and they found a way to mess this up.
Yo, I would have held off. And that, man, I would have held off.
But realistically, though, nobody saw Shea coming like this. Like, nobody saw that he was going to progress and to be this good.
Very good. Have very good potential. But he keeps this up. He's going to be one of the best guards we've seen in the last. He's like taking the torch from a Steph Curry. It's going to be Curry. Then we got Ja and him. I want to see that matchup so bad.
I mean, you got Ja, you got Shea, you got Fox. I mean, you got all this young talent, man. But I think Shea is right at the top of the list now, man, as far as young talent goes. Him and Ant-Man, I would have to say.
Those two, yo. Yes,
man,
sir.
They are incredible. So they have been rolling, Jack, but our Lakers.
I hate to tell you.
LeBron and our Lakers are they a little bit, Jack.
Yo, they had too much champagne.
Too much champagne.
They still hungover. And I always wonder when, because what's crazy this year, LeBron and AD's been healthy, and AD's been dominating.
Right. AD's look good this year.
And I just think they need that other scorer.
Right.
That's where they on the defense, of course you can improve all that, but they don't got nobody to be like really that the other team fears that can score.
I mean, they got LeBron, but I mean, he's 49 years old, for Pete's sake. I mean, you can't do it every night.
No, we need him you got to preserve him.
Right.
So
Lakers need a player that LeBron can give the ball to, and he can take a break and they can go get an easy bucket outside of AD, because AD works too hard to get his points.
That's what they miss. And that's a great point. They don't get a lot of, unless LeBron is making the passes and out on the break, they're not getting anything easy.
Right.
And when you look at like a SGA, so many easy shots in the paint.
Man, some of those shots he made last night against Boston, they were easy shots that SGA got last night.
And I'm looking at the way how Brown, Porzingis, and Tatum, Derek White playing like they got 5 stars on their team.
Right.
And I just don't see the guy on the Lakers who can command that respect. I like Reeves, Russell. I don't know what's going on. And Russell, you don't get D'Angelo for defense, but you expect him. I thought he could at least give him 15 a night.
15 to 20.
He's getting nowhere near that. I don't think he's
getting
nowhere near that.
Yeah, so Lakers right now, Jack, are currently 10th in the West, and they are 3-8 since drinking all that champagne.
That Dom Pignon got them all messed up. They might get a win tonight because the Heat are playing with no Jimmy. But
that don't mean anything, man.
Here's the thing, the Heat, and the thing about the Lakers, everybody's going to give 100% effort.
Yeah.
So they don't get no off night.
No, they don't.
LeBron, you want to show off. So
and you know the lights are brighter when LeBron comes into town or you're playing against LeBron. So you figure, man, 10th in the West. I mean, they're going to be in the play-in again, Jack.
It's funny, man. I think they'll probably. I think they'll turn it around. And the funny is going because probably they're in 10th, but they're probably not that many games behind. Who had probably except for Minnesota and Oklahoma. Probably has some distance. But here's what's crazy about the West, man. You go on a 3-4 game losing streak, that thing turns around.
Yeah, man.
Phoenix improved with a couple games. You see Golden State winning some, so it fluctuates so much. And probably those teams are like, let's just get there healthy. Because LeBron I don't think he cares about playoff positioning.
Right.
I know they don't want to get in that play-in.
No.
Because you don't want that. That's extra games. Anything can happen in a one-gamer. But they are slipping.
Yeah, man. You figure there's some teams on their heels, man. You figure Golden State is right behind them at 11, and Houston's right above them. So, like you said, Phoenix is playing better. New Orleans is playing better, Jack. So they have a better record than the Lakers, man.
New Orleans is playing better, even though Zion has got that tattoo. That's weird.
Shout out to my man Ish. He said, "It's not straight and it's making me mad." I
thought it was just me. I was like,
it's all centered. Like, wait a minute. Like, why is
my
it
phone off?
trying to move it over a little bit?
Zion. Goodness gracious.
He probably had one too many burger that day. He's leaning this way, trying to hold himself up. But we're gonna see what happens with these Lakers, though, man.
Yeah,
they're in a tough spot right now.
Before we move off, they got about the next 11 or 12 games at home, so maybe that'll help. I know they've been on the road a lot, but I'll be watching that because it's a tight stretch, man. If they don't do well, GM LeBron gonna put that hat on. He'll send you packing.
Come into that locker room, giving high fives. Listen, it's been fun.
Handing out applications, G League applications.
Nice playing with you. Oh man, so Jack, so we're almost. Okay. We're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go to the hot topics for 2023.
Oh yes.
Let's recap 2023.
Yeah, some things.
All right.
Some things that happened.
So we had some interesting things happen in 2023. So we're gonna run down a list of some of the larger topics, some of the more important topics. So I'm gonna jump in first, Jack. So I'm going to say one of the first big things of 2023 was towards the end of the season. You got the Spurs winning Wemby, Jack. That couldn't have happened to a better organization, right? It was perfect.
Yo, man, imagine if he'd have went to the Pistons. He would have never won a game. Imagine he'd have went there and it messed the Frenchman's career up. But it seemed like it's a setup. Like it was a racket for him to go there.
Yeah, it was
like Pop was on his way out. He's like, wait a minute, got that number one. Oh, so we back in business.
Matter of fact, I will come back.
I will sign that extension. Yeah, man, that was big. He probably the biggest prospect with this much hype since LeBron. He's been very good. Very good.
Yeah. Man. So what else? What else you got for 2023, Jack?
Draymond Green on a rampage. Because
Jimmy Fly snook him.
Because it starts with him. It's a bonus, and that was this year too. I was like, yo, that was this year.
Listen, he went total WWE this year. He choked the person. He smacked the person. He jumped off of somebody's chest.
The top rope.
Oh my God. In one calendar year.
In 1 year, man. And he's still suspended. Yo, man. I just couldn't. Oh my God. And he got Steph Curry out there working like Michael Jackson.
Oh my God.
Working night and day. Steph Curry has never worked so hard. He bringing the ball up. That can't last. And
he's bringing the ball up. He's making the popcorn. He's serving beer.
he got a pack Clay on the back. He's so emo. I'm like, he said, and Clay said, Steve Kerr said, my negative energy is bringing everybody down. I was at a heart attack. I've never heard that in the history of basketball. That the professional says, my energy is bringing everybody down. You was right on it with him, Adam.
Oh my God, man! So we got Jimmy Fly Snookum. So we also got LeBron passing Kareem with 38,388 points. Passed him against SGA and the OKC Thunder. So that was kind of a changing of the guard. I mean, even though LeBron got the record, OKC still won the game,
and they look good. And I was like, it's funny because I thought that'd probably be the only thing that the Lakers could celebrate. And they make the trades a little later and go on a run. But that, man, imagine like somebody is going to have to average at least 25 points a game. Play 70. That's the part. Play 75 games a year for the next 20 years to maybe get to, when he's done, he may have 44,000 points.
43,000 points, Jack. that's not even an exaggeration though. That's the funny thing about it. You say it and it sounds so ridiculous because 38,000 sounded ridiculous, right?
Yes, and that's probably
that sounded ridiculous.
And scoring is still not the best thing he does.
Unbelievable.
It's like out of he gets them out of necessity.
Right.
He gets
okay. I'll go score a bucket.
Yeah, get him on the fast break. But he's not like the guy. And that's that's a criticism. He's not going to take terrible shots too much.
Right.
He's trying to make the right play. That's what makes him great. Just like Kobe. Your greatest strength could be your weakness. Kobe's going to take that shot. He don't care if the coach is on him. He don't care if the popcorn guys are on him. He's shooting that shot.
One of the most incredible pictures that I ever seen was when they were playing the Lakers, and Tony Allen is sticking him, I believe it is, and Kobe's falling out of bounds, and he's shooting it from behind the basket, and Tony Allen is still guarding him. That's how you cold, Jack. The fact that he believed that you could make it, and Kobe believed he could make it because he took that shot.
Nobody believed they can make it more than that guy. if you would have, we were taking bets in 03, 04, who would break the record? Even in 10, I'm like Kobe, Durant, even Carmelo, because they put up so many. Because LeBron probably led the league in scoring once.
Yeah, maybe once or twice, right?
But he probably never dipped below 25 like them. We ain't never seen him go up the cliff yet.
And his biggest skill is his health, man.
That's right, man.
I mean, I think Kobe. I mean, the argument is valid. If Kobe remains healthy, I think he breaks that record. Yeah. If MJ doesn't retire, I think he has that record. To look at how many games that MJ did not play, with him retiring twice, I think he would have had that record. But still, though,
Kobe, Kobe missed the first couple seasons playing as number 2. Coming off the bench his rookie year. See, LeBron, he was already a stud coming out, so he got a head start. So but I thought a guy like Durant could really, but those
injuries, Jack, injuries, health, man. Yeah. LeBron's biggest attribute. So what else you got for 2023, Jack?
I love that in-season tournament. I'm a fan. I was a more traditionalist. Like, what are they doing? Then I think they can't. What I don't like about it is that you got to beat the team by 45. Like the Celtics, you almost started a fight over that. They got to figure that out. But I love I never watched this much basketball since I was a kid.
Right.
In November, and I was tuned in, and the ratings showed it. Man, it was a success.
Yeah, I mean, and you couldn't have wrote the story any better that LeBron James, wins the first in-season tournament. Everybody says it looks like a setup, but I mean, sometimes the story writers get it right?
Yeah.
And, that was exciting to see, though, Jack. It definitely we're hoping that they changed the basketball courts because they were hard to watch. Those basketball courts were hard to watch. I don't know whose idea that was, but they need to change that.
I want them fired. I usually don't call for people's jobs, but I want them to go. I want every paint person, whoever came with those designs, y'all got to do something else.
But other than that, man, it was exciting to watch, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing that next year too, man. So that definitely was a nice addition to the 2023.
And here's what we won't let happen. When y'all team win it next year, you can't act like it's legit now. All you people, listen, if the Sixers would have won, I'd have been running around. Sixers ain't winning since I was 1 year old. I would have been running around this whole neighborhood going crazy with all my Sixers stuff on.
All of it.
We couldn't even get in. I was upset.
Right. So it is a big deal, Jack. And I think that you know how it goes. Anything LeBron wins gets pushed down a couple notches.
Oh man.
But that was exciting, Jack.
Yes, sir. I really enjoyed it.
But speaking of those Sixers, Joel Embiid getting his first MVP, Jack, beating up the Joker in 2023. I was very excited about that, Jack.
Yeah, man. I was glad to see that, man, because he, I thought the year before, I thought they robbed him.
Right.
I was like, I thought he had a better season, and that's when who won the championship that year? Is that the
last year?
Golden State?
Oh, the year before, yeah.
That year, that Golden State year, I thought Embiid should have won it that year. But man, I know we're gonna get into it later, but it looked like he might win it again.
He might win
He's
it
looking
again.
better than ever.
Yeah, Jack.
He knows how to pass. What I appreciate about him this year, he looked at the Joker win that championship, and he worked on his game. He's making better decisions. And Nick Nurse, I saved the screenshot when they hired him. I said, I like this guy. He's going to improve and be. I know he is, because Doc's a manager. You got to come ready with Doc. Doc's great with Kevin Durant. They were already made guys.
Yeah.
I don't think he was his best at developing and help people fit. That's probably what Harden, even though I'm hard on Harden, he probably, got a little point there with Doc. But Nick Nurse is a strategist. And look where he put Maxey. Look where he put everybody looking Tobias. I don't mean to turn into a Sixer thing. But it starts with Embiid, those numbers. I look at those numbers like he put up like he's averaging 40 in December.
Yeah, man.
You think he'd get no better, but man, that was a well-earned, even though Joker did win the championship, we got to remember MVP is for a regular season.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Joker, though, Jack. Let's talk about the Joker getting his first championship, Jack.
And it was dominant. Oh, I hated to have to give it up to him, too.
Man.
Man.
And the coldest thing that he did was he won the championship, got the finals MVP, and left it.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate him. As a guy who likes trophies, how you gonna leave that? I gotta go see these horses.
Gotta go see. It was Cold Bear in the locker room.
I ain't gonna leave the Bill Russell trophy, dog. And here's when I knew everybody was in trouble. That first game they played the Lakers, AD had like 40. And it still wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. Some of those shots that he was
what
hitting
y'all wanted to do?
Crazy. He was looking at the Joker like, are you kidding me?
Man, he had one of the best playoffs I've seen probably since LeBron had he had some ones with the Heat. Of course, Jordan, I think Jordan hurt my heart against the Suns. He was putting them like 45 a night. Dan Marley was out of his league trying to stick Jordan. But man, that was a historic playoff run by the Joker.
And it's funny you bring up the Miami Heat, man, because we got to give kudos to the Miami Heat too, man. They had an incredible run to get to the finals. They were in the play-in.
You remember because they was losing to who they lose? They lost the first playing game.
Yeah,
then they were losing.
They lost to Chicago, I believe.
Yes. Then they almost lost to the Hawks.
They beat the
Hawks.
Hawks.
How they snuck in. And you could not have. I would have lost everything because there's no way they were going to. And how did they get 3-1 on the Celtics?
So, matter of fact, I think they lost to the Hawks, and then they ended up beating the Bulls. That's
okay.
What it was.
Gotcha.
Lost to the Hawks, beat the Bulls.
I'm like, yo, Jimmy,
and to get the Greek Freak in the first round.
I was, man, I wasn't even watching them games. I was so certain it's going to be Boston and the Bucks.
Man,
he got rid of everybody.
He beat on the Miami beat the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, and the Boston Celtics.
They wasn't favored in none of them. They wasn't favored in none of them.
And none of them. and Jimmy Buckets, man, he shows up in the springtime.
Yo, man, that's why I like all that. What he doing now? He ain't hurt.
Just getting ready for the playoffs.
Just taping up, getting ready. And here's what I think. What they're missing is what I think the Lakers had the magic for in the bubble. If they put Bam alongside a real center, because he cannot guard no Joker or Embiid over that series.
Right.
I don't want them to do that because the Sixers got to play them. They get a real center, somebody, a stretch five. If they had like a Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
That's what AD needs.
It's a different team.
Oh my goodness, man!
Different team. And real quick before we switch gears to our next topic, Jack, we can't forget about the last one of the hottest things that happened in 2023. Ja flashing the gun, not once, twice.
Here's the thing, and we've been talking about this, especially with Giddey. I said, here's what it was, and I was saying, Giddey had the good enough sense to get caught once. I'm shutting my whole Instagram down.
Shut it down. I'm plugging stuff.
My daddy ain't dancing in the stands. These guys, his friends, I forget his name. The friend is always with him. And the second time, the friend almost threw the phone out the window. Trying to save.
I was watching the video. I was with him. I was like, I know he's not getting ready.
I know he ain't. There's no way.
I know he's not getting ready.
You're lying.
Did it again.
He's not gonna do it. Not less than a month. And he picked and think, then you find out, we was talking about in the previous episode, he had to go to court for punching the bull. Went up to the mall for his mom. I was like, yo, you gotta protect this guy. And
at all cost. At all costs.
At all costs. Yo, if he goes down, we can't live like this no more.
Listen, I already put the call in to be his fashion consultant next time he goes to court, and I put the word in for you to be a spiritual advisor. Didn't get back to me yet, though.
Those threads were killing me. Somebody
who wears that to court?
You going to court today?
Not the basketball court.
Not the basketball court. So you going to see?
He went back to the old foot stop and got that flight.
I said, yo, you ain't got no button-up shirts.
You ain't got one button.
You ain't got one button up. Yo, he was a story, man.
Oh man, we couldn't switch topics without talking about that first. We would have been crazy to not talk about that.
If we was doing this pod, but that was happening, oh my god.
We could have did a whole episode on that.
Oh my god.
Oh man, so listen, Jack, we're pretty much almost I think All-Star Weekend is kind of looked at as halfway through the season. But with the new year, Jack, we're kind of halfway through the season. So let's talk about the MVP race, Jack. So far, who you got? I'm gonna throw some names out there to you. Halliburton has been hot the first half of the season. You got Luka Magic, you got Shea, as we talked about.
Keep forgetting about Luka's out there, yeah.
Still got Kevin Durant. You got Tatum. You got Embiid. Obviously, you got the Joker. You got last one, Joker, Greek Freak. So, who do you like so far, Jack? Who's your top three?
I got Embiid, SGA, and probably Giannis.
Okay.
Because they're going to have the best records. And I don't think the Joker even cares. Now they're just getting ready for the playoffs.
And you know what's crazy, Jack? When I was, doing some research to talk about this, a lot of people still have the Joker as the favorite. I said,
as the favorite this year?
Yeah, like as far as the Las Vegas goes with the percentages and the odds and all that stuff, they still have the Joker heavily favored, not by much, but he's still favored to win it. I said, wow, that's incredible. Well, Embiid, kind of missed a couple games late in December, but SGA has been playing incredible.
He's got to be right there.
To me, it's out of SGA and Embiid. And if I was one of the voters, my vote is for Embiid, man. That game last night, he was playing around with him last night.
And Drummond, they act like Drummond is a slouch. That's what he's so good. I was he must have been killing him in practice when Drummond played for the Sixers. He was doing fadeaways, no look passes. Look like he was out playing with kids.
You know what the most disrespectful thing that he did last night, and I didn't see it till today. They got a clip of him eating a Jolly Rancher during the game. Said no.
I'd have been pissed. Yo, that's
you
when
you can't eat a piece of hard candy during the game.
Hard candy.
Come on, man. I couldn't believe he ate a red Jolly Rancher during the game.
Yo, man. I looked up. They was up like 30. He ain't played the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And
I'm like, I didn't think his game would improve so much. I've been impressed, man. Save that little ankle injury. He's been healthy.
Yeah.
He's been dominant, man. Dominant.
Yeah.
Him and SGA are my two guys. I threw Giannis in there, because when you start winning a couple, they be like, oh, you see, that's what happened to LeBron. When you start winning them, okay, they just get used to the greatness.
Right.
Because Giannis, you expect them to have the best record. You expect them to be deep in the playoffs.
Right.
But Joker and them, they've been good.
Right.
But they had some major losses. Like when OKC, they went in there and beat the brakes off them twice.
Yeah. Still 24-11 though, Jack.
Yeah. But
still third in the West. I mean, they're still pretty good.
I think they're gearing up for the play. I think he doesn't care. I think SGA wants it. He seemed like he's a very ambitious guy. That's probably why I like him so much. And don't let him have a good game. He's gonna put that right on IG.
Right. With a cool caption.
No, he did it to Steph. That means nobody's safe. He did that to Steph Curry.
My God. Would
that be something? Because I heard this morning that they're on a 59 game winning pace. That would be, you couldn't deny them. You couldn't deny, except for the Sixers. I think it was all said and done. That's going to be a 2-man race.
Yeah.
One day Tatum got to get in there.
I was going to say that, but I know we have to move on. Tatum, you got to be in these conversations.
He's always on the outskirts.
Got to be in these conversations. You're number what? They're number one in the
problem
East.
is hair's too cut clean. You can't
want too much hairbrushing.
You can't be MVP getting a pressing curl. I know you know that is executive producer.
That was my problem in 8th grade, said dude. Care too much about the waves, Jack.
No, I had a knotty hair. Next thing I know, I found some Dax, according to Duber. And next thing you know, I'm not out there no more.
Listen, I did walk around with a brush in my pocket.
Oh, it was sickening. Yo, I pulled the brush. I had about 8 brushes. I was sickening.
Oh my God. So we got Embiid as our MVP, right?
Yes. So
that goes with our next segment, my favorite segment. That's a fact, Jack, stat of the week. So I was thinking about Embiid being more than likely and hopefully the MVP. So I got to thinking about the scoring tear that he's been on. And I said, I wanted to know who scored the most points ever in one season. Who do you think it was, Jack?
Got to be Wildy.
Got to be Wilty. Wilt scored 4,029 points in the 1961-62 season, Jack.
All 82 games?
80 back then.
80. He played
80 back then. And then Wilt, he's the only one to ever score 4,000. The next highest is Wilt again in 62-63. The very next year, he scored 3,586 points. Then after him, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That's the year he probably put like 37 a game.
Yeah, I think that's that year.
Man, that's a lot of
86, 87. He played 82 games, 3,041 points. 3,041 points. So only Wilt and Michael Jordan have scored more than 3,000 points in a single season, Jack. That's a lot of buckets, Jack.
That's a lot of shots, man.
And the incredible thing about that stat is Kareem nor LeBron are on that list, and they lead the thing. So it's
crazy, right? You probably that's even a greater stat. Like Kareem probably never led the league in scoring.
That's going to be interesting. I got to look at that, Jack. I'll be interested to see that.
Probably always had a good solid 27, though.
27.
Every year.
Consistent.
27. Like LeBron.
40 points once.
Book him for 26. Yeah, baby.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of buckets, Jack.
Yo.
That is a lot of buckets, Jack.
I remember when I was a kid looking at those stats. He was getting 37 points a game. So when he had 30, it was an off night.
Yeah. That is a lot of buckets.
Close? I thought maybe had been, I remember that one year your Precious Harden was getting like 35 a game.
Yeah. He was getting buckets too.
He was there. He was throwing them in. You think all the scores, like we talk about scores. Some guys I would put so many guys who like I think of Tracy McGrady.
Mm-hmm.
Think of Allen Iverson, got a bunch of scoring titles. But that only be Jordan and Wilt. And Wilt, that's a lot of points, though.
That season that you're talking about with Harden, he scored 2,818 points. That was the 2018-2019 season, and he played 78 games. So he was getting buckets that year.
Yikes.
Getting buckets that year.
Yeah, man.
Well, Jack, number
stats.
10, Jack.
Number 10.
Number 10, episode 10, Jack.
Who would have thought, man? We got enough to go in syndication now.
We got enough to go to syndication, Jack. Time for shout-outs, Jack. Who you shouting out this week, Jack?
Oh, my God. I thought I'm going to let you go first. I wrote it down, and I can't find it.
You can't find it. All right. I'm going to shout out my guy, Nell, man. Martin Luther the Nell. He know who he is. Remember my guy, Martin Luther the Nell? When I show you a picture of who I'm talking about, you're going to crack up.
Great
Shout out
name.
to my man Nell. He's in the comments on YouTube.
Oh, man.
He's constantly commenting on YouTube, man, telling other people to comment, telling other people to share. So shout out to Nell. And I got a shout out. We talked about lefties earlier. Shout out my man, Jimmy Jam.
Oh, my
Shout
boy.
out my man, Jimmy Jam, who's an avid watcher, man. And so shout out to him, man. He was cold, man. Left hand. Cold.
Yeah, listen, now all he wears Air Maxes.
He's a Raiders fan. You got to forgive him.
Oh, dysfunctional team.
I apologize, Jimmy. I apologize. Stays fresh to death, though. Shout out to Jimmy,
listen, man. My guy. Man. Air Max Day. He runs the game. He runs the
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Sure.
Find your shout outs, Jack. Who you got?
I do. I only got one. I want to give a shout out to my mother, Gloria Watson. She turned 60. What a blessing it is for her.
Happy birthday
to me as a son.
To mama.
You know that good stuff. But
putting up with you. God bless her.
I'm a blessing. Yeah, but those are the shout outs. Hey, listen, make sure you subscribe. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Check us out. Politics Talk on all your social medias. Does that have an S? Social medias or social media?
Singular.
It's singular. Take the S off. Social media. Follow my
Sounded
man.
Good either way, Jack.
Adam Carter right there at Mr. Period A Carter, and follow me, Rashad Grove tonight at the Groveness. And if you don't know what that is, watch YouTube. Politics as usual. Thank you for rocking with us. Adam, give us something smart as we leave.
Something smart. Put me on the spot again.
Yeah. Still. You know what's going on? Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. To us it's a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love so they show us love back. Yeah. And been worthy like